Tenerife take on Opava. This arena sure has hosted some huge Basketball Champions League games in the past, and the fans have been treated to some wonderful nights of basketball here. We'll wait to see if another one is on the cards this evening. Great to see young faces in the crowd being inspired by the players on the floor. Here is the schedule. As you can see, Bonn took the win over Holland yesterday, and the tip-off about half an hour ago between Freiburg and Pauk. And then the two games tipping off at the same time is the game we have here, and then Nanterre also tip off against Venezia at a similar time as we do here. And it really is getting to the crunch stages of the regular season now in the Basketball Champions League. So much to play for, but so much at stake as well. Tenerife already secured their progression through to the playoffs, as you can see here in the standings. No other team is sure yet. Opava, they know they're not going to make it through to the playoffs and that their European adventure will come to an end. But so important for Tenerife to keep winning games. They want to secure that top spot, and they want to make sure that they progress to the playoffs with the highest seed as possible. Opava, on the other hand, they will be taking lessons, and they will learn so much in their remaining two games. And here is the roster for Opava, and it's certainly one for the future. They have an average age of under 25 years, but Radim Klečka leads them in scoring in the Basketball Champions League this season, 12.9 points per game for him. And the front court duo of Benedek and Klapil will lead the way, and hopefully will control the boards for Opava this evening. But it has been a learning curve for the Czech team. And those players there will have taken plenty from their European experience this season, and I'm sure it won't be the last time we see their faces in European action. Here's the home team roster for Tenerife, and it's a big night out last time for Brusino. He scored 20 points and pulled down 5 rebounds against Holland. Be hoping to repeat that one tonight. But plenty of Basketball Champions League experience in that roster. Tenerife have held on to quite a few of the players that won them the Basketball Champions League back in 2017. So if there's any team in this competition that know how to win it, you'd have to say Tenerife are up there with the best of them. Just a few minutes away from the opening tip here in the arena, and the away team Opava are now going to be introduced to the crowd, and it's been a difficult debut Basketball Champions League campaign for them. Well, it hasn't gone the way they will have wanted. That said, the players in the team, they've learnt a lot, and that'll put them in good stead for the future. But I'm sure they won't want to go out with a whimper, and how they would love to win here this evening. It really would upset the form book. A win over Tenerife. It's going to be a big performance needed from them if that's going to happen. And who knows, there's no pressure on them now. They can just go out and enjoy their basketball. And sometimes that does bring the best out of players. Now for the home team to be introduced to the crowd. They obviously have a rich history in the Basketball Champions League. They won the inaugural competition back in 2017, and they'd love nothing more to repeat that feat once again this season. They certainly have shown that they're one of the best teams in Europe, but that also does bring its own kind of pressure. The fans come to this arena with quite an expectation, not only to win. That's not the expectation that's on the players' shoulders here in Tenerife tonight. It's to win with style. And their chances of taking the crown once again this season potentially could rest on exactly how well they deal with that expectation, that added pressure that being hot favourites brings with it. And if they can deal with that, then maybe, just maybe, there might be some silverware at the end of the rainbow for Tenerife. Looks like an interesting gift that the players have to exchange with their counterparts in Opava. It's making the high fives quite awkward. A little bit of hand-eye coordination for the players to have to deal with. Tenerife players come together for their final huddle before they exchange their gifts with the Opava players. And while they do that, it gives me a chance to let you know that the best way to stay up to date with everything to do with the Basketball Champions League is to download the official Basketball Champions League app. It's available on iOS and Android. It'll bring you all the latest score, stats, news and highlight videos as well, so there's no excuses. Go get it downloaded. It's available straight away and a great companion to have in your hand while you're watching the game here this evening. You can keep track of all the stats of the players as we go along, so get that downloaded straight away. As the players go through their final warm-ups. Really is a critical phase of the game, really, this, for both teams. It's just getting yourself into that psychological state as a player, ready to go from the opening tip. So many times you see players not quite warmed up well enough, not quite mentally in place, and that can cost you games. You get off to a slow start in Europe and you're made to pay for it. Opava have certainly been on the wrong end of that a few times this season. A slow start costing them, but I'm sure they'll be on track tonight. Here are our officials for this evening, and it's Gentian Cic, Andrei Sharapa and Vladimir Yevtovic from Albania, Belarus and Serbia respectively. I'll be making sure everything's above board and that the game goes without any hitches. Remember, Tenerife may have already secured their place in the playoffs. Here we look at the Opava starting five, and it's Svandalik, Zbranik, Kurial, Sarina and Slavic to start for them. As I was saying, Tenerife have secured their place, but it doesn't mean that they're going to sit comfortable. They're going to want to win as many games as they can, and that man there, Petr Chudek, will be leading Opava to stop them here this evening, and that really would be a great result for Opava if they were able to win here tonight. It'd probably be one of the biggest results in the club's history, if you're honest. But for those players, Tenerife, their challenge is to avoid this, what some would see as a bit of a banana skin game for them as they look to stay top of the group. And that's their starting five: Steiger, Niang, Lucino, Bassas and Gillet. That'll be the starting five for Tenerife. But the one strength that Tenerife have is certainly in depth. You don't have to look too far. And Coach Vidoretta certainly has an awful lot of experience and quality in his roster. But he'll be determined that they leave the group on top, and that the two losses they've suffered is the last of their losses. Interestingly, for Tenerife, it's actually been two losses, both on their home court. They're yet to lose a game on the road in the Basketball Champions League. Two losses were against PAOK. They lost by a point here in the Santiago Martin Arena, and then they lost by 2 points to Venezia in game day 11 2 weeks ago. So they'll want to reclaim a winning streak here at home. They'll want to snap the fact that they lost their last home game. And they certainly have the opportunity here against Opava. Opava, other end of the table, they've only won one game, and that was all the way back in game day 1. They secured a 7-point win at home against Nanterre. And for Opava, a win here tonight would be absolutely a wonderful result for them against one of the hottest teams in this competition. Under a minute now before we get things underway here in the arena. Well, here we go for game day 13 in Tenerife. Basketball Champions League action for you as Tenerife take on Opava in the crunch end of the regular season. Zabranek now hands it off to Kirill. Goes inside, it's stripped away, it's off Kirill's hands, and That'll be the Tenerife ball. Lucino will get the ball inbounded for Tenerife. Gillet now. Intricate handoffs at the top, and it goes inside and rejected. Niang goes up strong, but the defense from Opava is equal to it. Oh, nice quick ball movement. And that's an early 2 for Zabranek. And that's exactly what Opava will have wanted. They'll have wanted to get the scoring underway nice and early. That's now. Comes back to Lucino. Lucino looking to go inside, nothing there. Comes back out to Gillet for 3. Oh, nails the 3. Good start from both teams offensively. Sarina now. Both teams moving the ball well. Out to Zabranek again. He's too heavy-handed. That's a big rebound by Van der Leek, but he's pushed Brusino in the back to get it. It's going to be the first foul of the game. And there's the long shot, and there's the little ease out of the way, little extension of the right arm. Enough for the officials to call him for the foul. That's us now. Hands it back to Brusino. Brusino looking to shape his man up. He's looking to go inside. Nothing there at the moment. So Gillet will pull up for a short range 2. Tenerife out to a 3-point lead early on. Back out Zabranek for another 3-point attempt. Hits it this time. Ties the game up at 5. He's certainly not shy of shooting the ball. Philippe Zabranek. Niang sets the screen, little hesitation. Alley-oop pass, can't quite flush it. Oh, gets the and 1 play instead. Mamadou Niang, such a threat. Only averaging just under 5 points a game, 2.7 boards. But his size and athleticism will cause Opava difficulties here this evening. Not a great shooter, but Zabranek stepped into the lane. So he's going to get another shot. He's only shooting 50% from the line in the Champions League so far this season. He's one of those players, though, that knows what it feels like to win the Basketball Champions League. Did so back in 2017. Once you get a taste for winning competitions, it's an addictive feeling. So I'm sure he is pumped to win again. Long shot from Carril is no good. Rebound is hustled for by Gillet. Out to Bassas. Oh, nice little shake from Bassas. Good ball movement into the corner. Can't get the jumper to go. Back out to Bassas, and Tenerife will reset, bring it back to the top. Shot clock quickly disappears, though. Nice scoop around pass to Gillet, back to Bassas. Oh, this is absolute poetry, but they can't quite get the shots to go away. Wonderful team basketball on the offensive end from Tenerife. Carril now, a little shake, comes back out. Zabranek once again for 3. Oh, a little bit ugly on that one, off the backboard and away. Lucino flushes it with 2 hands. Wonderful transition offense from Tenerife. And they're quickly out to a 5-point lead. A little over 3 minutes gone off the first quarter clock. Van der Leek way off target with that one. Tenerife already forcing themselves on this game, and it's a silly foul committed by Jakub Slavic. He needs to be careful. That could be considered to be quite dangerous. He's not played at the ball. And you can see the reaction from Coach Chudek to that decision. He needs to be very careful, actually. I'm quite surprised it hasn't been called as an unsportsmanlike foul. Gillet now inside to Niang, and he'll oblige with a one-handed jam. And you really can see straight away why Tenerife are considered to be one of the better teams in Europe. One of the favourites for the Basketball Champions League. bringing up over the half now for Opava. Sarina. Svanderli goes inside, hands it back to Zabranek. He comes back out to Kirill. Kirill, oh, nice little crossover. Gile to bite. Got him on the wrong foot. Draws the foul. Yeah, just got him to change his momentum of his body, and here's the alley-oop pass to Brasino. Wonderful transition basketball there from Tenerife. It's the first team foul of the quarter, that one, on Gile for Tenerife. Sarina now. Sarina trying to shake his man. Steiger stays in front of him, and they come back to the top now to Kirill. Against Gile again. Pulls a trigger on a long shot. No good. And Niang pulls the rebound down, and he's fouled as he does. That's going to push Opava now over the team foul situation. Next foul is going to send Tenerife to the line. Slavic chalked up for that one, his second foul. That could cause them problems. Steiger now inside to Niang. Niang spin move. Ah, oh, flushes it on the reverse. It's showtime already. Mamadou Niang. Zabranek, nice fake, drives inside, left hand off the glass, knocked away by Niang. Protecting the rim at one end and almost breaking the rim at the other. Mamadou Niang now inside, has it stripped away though. Opava triple teaming when he gets the ball in the paint. Not a real surprise though. An absolute terror to defend against. Stepanic now can't get it to go. He's going to come back out with the ball. Kirill will pick it up. Woeful shooting early on from Opava, just 2 from 9. In and out, make that 2 from 10. That's not going to win you many games in the Basketball Champions League. Steiger now. To Bassas. He's fouled, so he'll earn himself a trip to the line. Just got around the corner and Stepanic couldn't quite get there in time, and there's the up and under jam from Niang, and it really was one of those where it looked just too easy. He made it way too easy. You'd hate to think it would look like if he put more effort into it. Bassas connects with the first. He's a 80% free throw shooter prior to tonight's game, Bassas. 5.3 assists per game as well, the point guard, and that's a nice, interesting introduction to the game for Sebas Saif. He's made himself onto the box score straight away. Offensive rebound, drawing a foul, gets himself to the line. He's had a very good Basketball Champions League campaign so far. He's played in all 12 games up to this point, averaging double-digit scoring, 10.3 points per game. And nice stroke from the line there. Gets himself 2 points to start things off. 12-point lead now for Tenerife. 4 minutes 20 left in this first quarter. Adam Klečka now gives it to Stepanic, into the hands of Sarina. And never has a three-pointer been needed more than then. Brings Opava back within single digits of Tenerife. Brasino is no good, and the rebound is scooped up by Jakub Sarina. Zabranek, he's going to look to hand it off. Quick hands though by Bassas. It's 1-on-1 now, it's 3-on-1. Gile for the easy 2 in transition, and you do have to question where the transition defense from Opava was. Not one of them tried to track back and help out. They gave up the basket a bit too easily there. Zabranek now hands it off. It's into the hands of Stepanic, and Klečka out to Jurečka. is no good. Gile with yet another rebound for him. That's his 5th rebound of the game already. Inside to Saith. And Tenerife move the ball so beautifully offensively. Bassas now inside, floats it right hand, a little bit too heavy, and trickles over the top of the ring and gets pushed away. Bassas will get back to the line though, and Coach Chudek is going to call a timeout. His team have struggled so far. They're down by 11 points. A little over 3 minutes to play in this first quarter. He wants to talk things over with his team. Plenty to talk about. It's really all about the defensive intensity. That's how Opava are going to get back into and stay in this game. They need to crank that up a few gears. At the moment, they're giving too much space and respect to Tenerife. Let's jump into his huddle and listen in.
Jirko, máš 3 fauly. Máš 11 tolik, abys mohl mít 3 fauly. Ubraníš někoho na nohách. Dále musíš dát těm dolů.
It depends. Dechka to the right hand, the hand off, we can pass under, and if he scores, the next one we follow. ¿Vale? Bloqueos directos más con 1 y 2. All screen more with no 1 and 2 because they are switches with the others. ¿Vale? Estamos ahora.
Here's some of the highlights so far in the game, and that man there, Mamadou Niang, certainly has provided us with some highlights. And looking back to those huddles, it is a tale for Opava to motivate themselves into a game when they're already knocked out of Europe. You see the issues there, even to the point where you've got some of the Opava team not tracking back at all and trying to make any effort to play transition defense. That has to change. Well, they are going to be on the wrong end of a huge scoreline this evening, unless they pick up that defensive intensity. Tenerife up to a 12-point lead now on the back of Ferran Bassas' first of his 2 free throws. Connects with the second as well. He's pretty deadly from the free throw line. Sarina now. One of the more experienced players in the team, Jakob Sarina, 31 years old. Most of the players are in their early 20s. Sarina now going against Brusino. Brusino, just wonderful step around though by Sarina, but ultimately comes up against the twin towers of Gile. Oh, he goes for the two-handed jam, but it's no good this time. The rebound spits out to Thaddeus McFadden though. I'll get another bite at it into the corner. Catch and shoot is good to go. Ferran Bassas scoring from all over the court at the moment. Up to 5 points personal now. Jurečka finds Klečka. Pulls trigger on a long 3. Comes up short with that one, and McFadden pulls the rebound down. Trying to shake his way in. No joy or opportunity for the long 2. Now into the hands of Saith. Looking for the pass. Oh, wonderful vision. Brusino inside to Gile. To Saith. Will finish it with a two-handed jam. Tenerife are scoring any which way they want at the moment. Long shot from Sarina is an air ball, and Brusino will bring it back with some pace, and that's quick feet from Svandelik. Just to kick it out of bounds. It'll still be a Tenerife ball, but he's stopped the transition offense. And there's the attempted two-handed jam. That would have surely made the highlight reels if he connected. An easier attempt there for Saith, though, is good to go. 1 minute 23 left here in the first quarter. Already a big 17-point lead for Tenerife. Thaddeus McFadden now with the ball. Trying to find Saith inside as Opava move into 3-2 zone, and Brusino will shoot the long shot, and Saith just scoops up the offensive rebound, and Opava certainly are undersized. Not many players over 2 meters in the Opava roster, and that's likely to hurt them. As you can see there, Tenerife already 5 offensive rebounds. Opava need to protect their boards a little bit better. Klečka, little shake inside, tough shot off the glass is no good, and McFadden pulls down the rebound, but it's stolen away. 2-on-1 now for Opava. Can they make him pay? Oh, even in the open shot they can't, as Radovan Correal misses the easy lay-in. Saith now comes back out to McFadden. Pick and roll. McFadden, little hesitation. Steps out of bounds though, so it's going to be an Opava ball. 28.4 seconds left in the first quarter. And to say this has all been one-sided is a little bit of an understatement. At the moment, Tenerife lead this one by 19 points. So we're into the closing stages of this first quarter. And it really has been complete dominance by Tenerife. Drive inside is rejected by Said. To McFadden. McFadden, nice easy two for Brusino. Once again, the transition defense just isn't there for Opava. They launched a half-court shot. It's no good, and at the end of the first 10 minutes, it has been absolutely one-sided. Tenerife 29, Opava 8. Here, that's your score. 21-point lead for Tenerife over Opava. It's hard to see how that's going to change. Plenty for Opava to do. Here are your game statistics. 10 from 12 from the field for Tenerife. Only 1 from 7 from two-point range from Opava. It's, every statistic is telling you the same story at the moment. Tenerife spreading their scoring as well. Niang and Gile, two big men, both got 7 points apiece. Bassas with 5, Zaith with 6, Brusino with 4. Whilst Opava, one of their starting 5 have actually scored. Sorry, they have. Zablanic's now on the bench. He's got 5, and Jakob Serena 3. Only 2 players troubling the scorers so far here at the Santiago Martin Arena in Tenerife. And there's so many areas that Opava are going to have to work on. Defensively, it's going to be critical though, and the boards have been absolutely dominated by Tenerife. Believe it or not, Opava have only grabbed 3 rebounds in the entire game. Tenerife have 19, including 5 offensive rebounds. And when a team are dominating the boards that much, it's only going to spell one thing, and that is being borne out by the score at the end of the first 10 minutes, as they lead this one by 21 points. Just waiting for the start of the second quarter here. And we get things underway for the second quarter of game day 13 between Tenerife and Opava. 10 minutes in, Tenerife 29, Opava 8. A dominant display by the Spanish team. One's tipped by a Opavan hand, so it's still going to be with Tenerife. Davin White gets his first action of the game. Inbounds it to Rodrigo, back to McFadden. Said sets the screen. McFadden tries to turn the corner, but the defense is there and holds firm. Now into the hands of White. Little shake, really off-balance shot, but had to put it up because the shot clock was running out. But it worked out once again. Said battling so hard for the rebounds. Manages to bring it down and draws the foul as he does. Brings down a one-handed rebound. Rubs the back of his head. First foul of the quarter for Opava. McFadden now for 3. Ah, string music for Thaddeus McFadden. Extends the lead even further for Tenerife. Correal now. What can he do for Opava? Bright prospect for the future. 23-year-old point guard goes in high and gets the 2 to go. Much needed score for Opava. That gets them to double digits. first two of the game. Davin White now behind the back, trying to create space. Uses the screen by Saif. Little head fake inside to Saif. Comes back out. White for three. Oh, another big shot. And you can see how much that fan enjoyed that one. Kirill now. Zabranik. Serena. Opava at the moment don't look like they have any answers for the onslaught. Into the corner. A little bit shallow on the trajectory, but the rebound is good for Van der Leek, and a strong move to the basket. He's earned himself a trip to the line. That foul's going to be called on Rodriga, just into the game. 21-year-old just playing his second Champions League game for Tenerife. And that is going to be one of the advantages here this evening. If Tenerife can hold Opava at arm's length, they're going to be able to run through their roster, give minutes to some of the lesser experienced players. As Van der Leek does his job from the free throw line, connecting with both. McFadden now inside, comes back out. Good quick ball movement. Rodriga in and out with that one, but the rebound's fallen into the hands of McFadden. He's going to take the three. He's come up short, and the rebounding battle once again is going to be won by Tenerife. Van der Leek is working as hard as he possibly can under the glass, but it's just not enough. All that did look like it came off the hand of Rodrigo, actually. McFadden now uses the screen. Rodrigo will pull the trigger on a free throw line jumper and gets it to go. Tenerife are absolutely clinical the way they play the game. Nice backdoor pass, but that's rejected by Rodriga. Rodriguez is certainly troubling the scorekeepers in his early stint. He's got a foul, he's got a score, he's drawn a foul, he's blocked the ball. Rodriguez is looking to light up that box score a little bit. 25-point lead for Tenerife at the moment against Opava. 7.5 minutes just about left here in the second quarter. Nice fake, drives inside, looks to dump it off to Zabranik, but Zabranik wasn't expecting it. White now, back to McFadden. McFadden, little shake. Inside to Saif. Saif can't hold on to it and clatters into the advertising boards. He's okay, back on his feet. Foul's been called, so it'll be a Tenerife ball on the baseline. Certainly a bright spark, Sebas Saif. Just 24 years old, the big man. Plenty more to come from him in the future. McFadden for three. Comes up short, and the rebound is taken by Van der Leek. Kirill gives it off to Sarina. Take it back, trying to shake his man with a crossover. Can't quite. Jurečka now will fade away. Exceptionally tough shot to execute, and he comes up short with that attempt. McFadden. Rodriguez into the corner to White. Nails the three. And Tenerife are not going to take their foot off the gas for 1 second here in the Santiago Martin Arena. Sarina now. What can he do for Opava? Plenty of experience. Been at the club for 10 years. He's had some good performances. It was key in their only win back in game day one. Scored 15 points, dishing out 6 assists against Nanterre in that game. Here he is now on the ball. And the foul is going to be called on Davin White. Just a reach around to knock it away. Always asking the officials to call that one. As Saeed, after an impressive first shift, hits the bench, and for Opava you'd think that'd be, oh, relief that he's gone, but in his place comes Mamadou Niang, and he's terrorised them even more. Long shot from Opava's no good. The rebound is pulled down by Slavic, but that's no good. They're going to get another bite at the cherry though, and this time it is good to go for Radovan Koril. That's Opava up to 12 points now. Davin White moves the ball well. Brusino, sorry, not Brusino. Stood up. It's good for 2 off the glass. Good fake, good ball movement. Koril now. And this is where Opava struggle. They have a short phase of quick ball movement, but then it just seems to get stuck, and that's where they have their problems. They need to keep just moving the ball, making sure that they're moving the Tenerife defence. When it gets stuck in the hands of a player that they have problems. Radovan Koril has forced the situation there and got himself to the line. And this is the first, and it's an area of his game he really does need to work on. Only 50% from the line prior to tonight's game. He's almost grabbed his own rebound though, but he's missed both free throws, and for a backcourt player, that's really tough to see. The noise brings around the arena here. The Tenerife fans have been gifted with some wonderful games in recent history. McFadden, and the two-handed alley-oop jam is just pure nasty from Mamadou Niang. Taking no prisoners with Opava. Into the corner, but a little mishandle means he can't get the shot away. Zabranik now. It's too heavy, and the rebound is good. Stood up. He's fouled as he pulls down the rebound. And there's the two-handed flush from Niang, and it's absolute child's play at the moment for Tenerife on the offensive end. Already at 44 points. Slavic called for his third foul for Opava. That's going to send him to the bench. 13th foul of the quarter for Opava as well. Tenerife on 14 fouls. McFadden now uses the screen from Niang. Drives inside, throws up a prayer. Can't get it to go. If Opava are smart, they're going to utilise McFadden, who's out of the game at the moment. Zabranik for 3. Too heavy, and the rebound is chased down by Slavic. Recycled back out. No good that time either. And Opava certainly are raising their effort levels as Davin White pulls the trigger on a 3. And any form of momentum that Opava felt that they might be getting with that increased effort is absolutely destroyed by the 3 from the wing by Davin White. And that takes him up to 9 points personal. 3 from 4 from the field, and a timeout has been called. Tenerife lead this one 47-14. Just over 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Let's jump into the timeout.
The same important defense. We don't need to defend full every time, only after timeout or after free throw. The other, we are in the half court defending. And in offense, we play now.
Hned, McFadden si vysokým, jak bude hrát, jdeme tvrdě do zdvojení. Nejdeme tvrdě do zdvojení, protože oni si s nás dělají práci kalendář tam.
Relatively calm timeouts from both ends. Just minor details dealing with the smaller side of the game for Opava. For me, it really is just they need to continue keeping this effort level that they've shown for the last couple of minutes. They were almost resigned early on, but they seem to have kind of shaken themselves, woken up a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit more fight in this Czech team than was initially evident in the first quarter. From the neutral's point of view, you hope that hustle and energy is rewarded. Zabranek now going up against Niang. Nice fake, gets himself inside, and Mamadou Niang's going to get called for the foul as he bites on the fake from Zabranek. And whenever you're chasing a player down like that, it's so hard, even with the athleticism and wingspan of someone like Mamadou Niang. Once you're on that back foot, chasing someone, it's always difficult not to foul them if you go for the block. Zabranek hits the first of his two. And the second is good to go as well. He's up to 7 points personal. His high of the season is 11, and that was back in game day 5 against PAOK. And the drums get louder and louder here in the arena. White now. Doesn't use a screen set by Niang. Into the corner. Good to go. Nice shot from Gillet. More appreciation from the fans in the crowd. Comes back out to Svanderleek. He'll hit the three. And you feel like Opava have woken up a little bit. Energy, ball movement, the hustle seems to be increasing as the game goes on. Tenerife are absolutely brutal if you give them any space at all. Steiger drives the baseline, hands it off to Gillet, but it's stolen away, and Slavic picks up the loose ball. Radovan Koril now going up against Steiger. Backs it out, looks to isolate a little bit, calls for the Horns offense instead, swings it back round. Svanderleek drives inside, that's going to be tough. Gets his own rebound though, shot clock running down. Can he get it away? He can, but Mamadou Niang clears up the defensive rebound. Davin White now. Looks for the roll from Niang. Instead it's to Steiger for three. He's a little heavy-handed. Rebound, he's secured. Nice Svanderleek. Tenerife defense isn't giving them options. Oh, it is now though. Oh, too heavy on the lay-in off the glass. It's the rotation from Tenerife on the defensive end that's so impressive. Even when you think they've given them some space, before you can even breathe, the player is rotated into that space and clogged the lane up again. As Jakub Slavic goes to the bench. Bassas now to Steiger, back to Bassas. As Opava's zone defense is being challenged. Moving back to the man, and Gillet just slips back door for the easy two. It really is a case of patience for Tenerife, and it will be rewarded. Gillet now up to 12 points personal. Svanderleek drives inside, goes up against Gillet, and Gillet's going to foul him. Gillet already having a big night, 12 points, 6 rebounds. He's got 2 fouls to go along with that though. And sends Svanderleek to the line for 2 shots. Graduated from Iona last year, first pro season, and he's had 3 double-digit scoring games against PAOK, Bonn and Freiburg. So you have a feeling that Jan Svanderleek is going to be a big name in Czech basketball for many years to come. Bright future for him. Steiger now waits for the screen from Niang. Niang inside. Niang, easy one-handed flush, and once you let him have the ball that low down in the paint, it's only going to end one way. And that's with the ball being thrown down with authority. Niang now 11 points. As we enter the final minute of the second quarter. Opava trying to find some form. Zabranek, corner, off target, and Bassas scoops up the long rebound for Tenerife. Niang now once again rolls to the basket, and they've got to stop him getting the ball. And Svanderleek is working so hard in that paint, and it's such a difficult thing to do when you're undersized. Niang is working so well to get open. Here comes the horn screen. Skip, Bassas, corner three. No good. Gillet grabs the rebound but fumbles it. And Opava will come back the other way. Sarina to Svandalik for three. Can't get it to go. Oh, how much would have Opava wanted that. Give him a little bit of a high going into the half-time locker room break. And as it stands, Tenerife will take the final shot, or try to take the final shot of this quarter. Steiger for three. No good. Gillet back out. Brusino, he's off target as well. Gillet tries to save it again, but that buzzer signals the end of the first half here at the Santiago Martin Arena in Tenerife. And a very, very one-sided 20 minutes of basketball we've had. It's going to the form book as it stands. Tenerife 54, Opava 19. Absolute dominance from the home team. They have dominated every side of this one. And what will we have for a second half? Can Opava shake it off, come back out in the second half and challenge? Or is it going to be another 20 minutes of masterclass from Tenerife? Here are your game statistics, and they make wonderful reading. If you're a Tenerife fan, 83% from two is unbelievable. They've dominated the rebounding battle, 32-12. 9 offensive rebounds in that first half for Tenerife. And they really have put on a bit of a master clinic at the moment. And it's hard to see it stopping. Gillet is leading them in points with 12. He's also got himself 9 rebounds. Zabranek is leading the scoring for Opava with 7. But it has been the Tenerife show so far. And there's your leading scorers. Niang is the only other player in double digits. He's got 11, but how he's got to his 11. Plenty of high-flying dunks and highlight plays from him. We've had an interesting first 20 minutes here in the Santiago Martin Arena. Tenerife have dominated from the opening tip. Scored 29 in the first quarter, 25 in the second. They held Opava to just 8 points in that first quarter. What a dominant display by the home team. For them, their scoring has been led by Gillet. He's got 12 points. He's also got 9 rebounds to his name and a couple of assists. A wonderful first half for him. Mamadou Niang, that man there, has also had a wonderful first half. He's up to 11 points, 3 rebounds as well. And other point of note is that of Davin White. He's got 9 points, all of them coming from the perimeter. Came into the game with a hot hand. For Opava, their scoring is led by Zabranek. He's got 7 points. There's only 3 other players that have scored. Jakob Sarin has got 5, Svandalik has got 5, and Carril has 2. So much more needed from Opava in that second half, and it really is going to come down to the hustle and heart that they show. They're being dominated on the boards at the moment, out-rebounded 32-12 in that first half. And at the moment, it's unlikely to change unless Opava change what they do when they come back out for the second 20 minutes. Pure dominance by Tenerife here in the first half. Remember, Tenerife have already qualified for the playoff. For them, it's a matter of securing top spot here in Group B. For Opava, they already know they're knocked out of European competition, but there's a huge amount of pride and passion still alive for them, and a win here would be a huge bonus in what's been a tough rookie campaign in Europe. But 20 more minutes to play here at the Santiago Martin Arena. At the half-time break, Tenerife 54, Opava 19. We'll be back shortly for all the second half action. Welcome back to the Santiago Martin Arena here in Tenerife for Basketball Champions League. Game day 13 as Tenerife take on Opava. We're at the halfway stage, and what a first half we've had from Tenerife. They lead this one 54-19, an absolute schooling here in the Canary Islands. And the crowd certainly have been entertained by the Tenerife performance. And that man there, Coach Iberostar, will be very happy indeed with what his team's done. This was a potential banana skin for them, but they have come and put a shift in the first 20 minutes. No more so than Pierre-Antoine Gillet and Mamadou Niang. Gillet with 12, Niang with 11, but most impressive for Gillet is that he's got 9 rebounds and 2 assists along with his 12 points. And he's played under 13 minutes so far. Not huge expectations on those players there for Opava prior to the start of the game. Hope to have a better second half than they did first half. Leading their scoring was the man in shot, Zabranik. He's got 11 points. Outside of that, there's only other 3 players that have troubled the scorers. Slandelik with 5, Salina with 3, and Karil with 4 points. They'll need an awful lot more production in this second half if they're to make this scoreline respectable. A fair bit of that production is going to have to come on the boards as well. They trail Tenerife 32-12 in the rebounding battle after the first 20 minutes. No surprise there that there's a thumbs up from the Tenerife fans. They have been treated to a very good first 20 minutes from their team. And they'll be hoping for a similar 20 minutes to come. Just a minute away from the start of the second half here, and remember, if you're enjoying your Basketball Champions League action, the best way to stay up to date with it is to have the Basketball Champions League official app. It's available on iOS and Android. So there's no excuses. Get your phones out, your tablets out, any of your smart devices, and get it downloaded straight away. It'll bring you all the stats and the news and views and highlight videos of all the big plays. I'm sure that young man there has got his app all sorted courtside. Make sure you join him. Start of the second half now. I think Zabranik is being asked to remove his undershirt. It's not the same colour as his jersey. So we're just going to wait while Zabranik takes off the undershirt, puts the jersey back on. Yeah. Back on the floor, and we can get things underway. So here we go, the second 20 minutes of action here at the Santiago Martin Arena. Game day 13 of the Basketball Champions League. Tenerife 54, Opava 19 after the first half. Will that change in the second? Opava very direct in their first offense of the second half as Radovan Karil goes strong to the basket and draws the foul. Serena inbounds it to Zabranik. Back out of Serena, long 3 from him. It's come up short, way short as Brusino collects the air ball. Bassas now, back to Gillet, inside to Saïd. Oh, he blows the jam. I think he thought he was going to be contested. A little bit more effort into it than was needed. Jakub Slavic now goes up against Gillet, leans in, goes strong off the glass, doesn't get the roll. That certainly warranted the 2 points. It was a strong move. Bassas now to Steiger, Brusino, Gillet in the corner pocket for 3! He's up to 15 points personal, 9 rebounds. There's no doubt he's going to get his double-double tonight. That'll be his first double-double of the Basketball Champions League campaign this season. Slavic Moves the ball well. Salina inside, floats the left hand, and not sure if that was knocked away or just off target. Bassas tries to get it to Steiger, can't. Steiger with the quick heads-up move, though. Looks to throw it off the Opava player, but it's not. It's come off Tenerife, so it'll be a Opava ball. Let's have a look at the replay. Tries to throw it back in, but manages just to get his own teammate. And here's the blown dunk by Saith, and yeah, he was expecting contact, you have a feeling, and no contact came, so it put him off slightly. Good defense here by Tenerife, wonderful switching. Zabranek fakes a three, drives inside, draws the foul off Gile. Might see him head to the bench. There's that little head fake that drew the foul from Pierre-Antoine Gile. He's up to 3 fouls now. In the hands of Radovan Carril. Carril's going to back his way down against Bassas. Little turnaround fade. It's no good, and Gile gets himself to his double-double. 15 points, 10 boards. Inside to Saith. Good control, and he gets the 2 to go. And he's up to 8 points personal now. 3 from 5 from the field for him. In the hands of Slander League. A little bit too heavy-handed that time. There's certain tempo to this game at the moment. Steiger inside, right hand off the glass is good. As it rattles around the ring, it ends up getting himself another 2. That's his first of the game, in fact. Sanderleek now looking back door, nothing there. Has to come to Zabranek. Zabranek fakes again, comes back out. It's almost stolen away. That's going to be an air ball, scooped up by Brusino. It's off the knee of Zabranek. Going to be a Tenerife ball on the baseline. As coach Verareta pulls it out. Oh, that should have been an Opava ball. That's off the foot, and you can even see the face there of Brusino. He knows the truth. And it will be a Tenerife ball. When things aren't going your way, they're not going your way. Steiger back to Bassas. Back to Steiger into the corner. Offensive foul is going to be called on Sebas Saith. Illegal screen. Yeah, it's keeping moving. Didn't get anywhere near setting himself. Third foul of the quarter for Tenerife, and Opava yet to commit a foul in this quarter. Svanderleek almost travels there. Zabranek, though, receives the ball as it's pumped back out. Radovan Carril is no good, and Saith will grab the rebound. That's rebound number 7 for him. Steiger for 3. He's up short, and Saith just reaches over Zabranek and gets the rebound. Into the corner to Saith. Ah, he hits the 3. That takes him to double-digit scoring. He's up to 11 points along with his 8 rebounds. Svanderleek now drives inside, fake, drives inside again and fouled. Holding his nose while he hobbles away. Looks like he's going to be okay. He's at the line for the free throws. I think they just want to have a look at the replay of that. I think they're seeing if there's anything more than just a regular foul that needs to be called. Some officials want to look back through the last phase of action. And that foul tips Tenerife over the line. In the team foul situation now, so Opava could earn themselves a few trips to the line in the next 5 minutes 58. And that would certainly help. It's good to earn those points nice and quickly. And I think Svandelik may be bleeding at the moment. That might be one of the problems. I think the officials have finished looking at the replay and they're just calling a regular foul. As Svandelik goes to get patched up, but obviously he's supposed to be taking the free throws, so his replacement will take the free throws instead. And that replacement is Jiri Stepanic. The young big man, only featured in 4 of the Basketball Champions League games before this evening, averaging 2.8 points, 1.3 boards. It's not been a big part of it, but he's come straight in and hit 2 free throws cold off the bench, so he's certainly welcome from the Opava point of view. Bassas now uses a screen, skips it back to Gile, to Steiger. Once again, good patient ball movement here by Tenerife. Double screen for Brusino to work and absolutely whip the ball around. Steiger for 3, and it's criminal that he did score the 3 to finish off what was another wonderful team offense from Tenerife. Steiger is fouled as he drives to the basket. That one's going to be called on Zabranek. It is, and that's his second foul. Little crossover was enough to get Zabranek off balance. Ball is inbounded long to Steiger, to Bassas, inside to Safe. To Steiger. The roll is no good, but Gile is there to tip it in. He's leading all scorers already, and that takes him up to 17 points now. Zabranek in for the back door, but it's not there, and that's great defense by Brusino. It's absolutely all over Jurečka. Jurečka pulls up for a long 2 and hits it. And Opava certainly have been better offensively in this quarter so far. 6 points doesn't sound a lot, but bear in mind they only scored 8 points in the whole of the first quarter. Bassas, the lane just opens up for him, and he obliges by scoring one of the easiest 2s he'll score in the Basketball Champions League this season. Just under 4.5 minutes left now in the third quarter. 68 to Tenerife, 23 to Opava. A pull for the long 2 and gets it to go. Big shot by Carril. Brusino now. Inside to Saith. Gets the 2 to go. And it really is the easy scores for Tenerife in the paint. The undersized Opava have struggled. Oh, rejected by Gile. Oh, nice behind the back by Bassas to Saith, and it's going to be fumbled away, and Opava are going to secure the ball. The long pass is too long though. And it's out of bounds and will be a Tenerife ball. And there's the block as he slaps it off the glass. Great rim protection by Gile. As Bassas and Saith go to the bench. Into the game comes Nyang and McFadden, and Davin White has also come in. Doesn't get any easier for Opava, does it? Tenerife just keep rolling out talent after talent. Brusino now drives inside, skips it out to White. White, remember, has already hit 3 triples in the first half. Gile for 3 though. Oh, he's absolutely on fire today. 20 points now for Pierre-Antoine Gile. 13 rebounds. He's only missed 1 shot from the field all game. Unbelievable production. Stepanic is no good for the long 2. Brusino to Gile inside to Nyang. Outside to White. White will take his time, wait for the screen from Nyang. Close it inside, but it's going to be knocked away, and it's a little bit too telegraphed. Outside now to Stepanic. It's good for Stepanic. And this is the advantage for Opava for future seasons. The likes of Stepanic will get some much needed time with the absence of Václav Vojanoc. Has been a big player for them in the Basketball Champions League. So Stepanic will earn some valuable experience. Timeout has been called, so let's jump into the huddle of Coach Iberostar.
Quiero que también otros jugadores toquen la pelota. Other players touching the ball, okay? And logical, they close the paint because they are seeing that we are working every time with the five. If they close the paint, we have to.
Tak potom oni jenom stojí a my tam jenom běháme. Finta, Luďo, finta, že jdeš nahoru, bum, a můžeš to zvednout. Pojďme se dostat ještě. Dáme jim!
And Coach Iberostar there for Tenerife, just really tinkering and working on the finer details of different rotations, different offensive options. You know, he's going to make sure that his team are primed and ready for the playoffs when they arrive in a few weeks' time. And make sure that he's got different combinations up his sleeve, different options offensively that he can go to. Inside now to Brusino, he's going to back his way to the basket. And the foul's going to be called on Jurečka. Easy call for the officials as the right arm of Jurečka reaches round and almost hugs Brusino. McFadden. Rodriguez with a screen. Flashes the basket. McFadden finds Niang instead. Outside to White. White doesn't take the three. Gets to McFadden. Shot clock running down. Takes the three and nails the three. And that is absolute beautiful offensive basketball. So much patience for them to just wait and wait and wait to the final second to take that opportunity and get it to go. Just beautiful basketball offensively from Tenerife. They really are a wonder to watch. As Brusino goes to the bench. 4 points, 5 boards, 3 assists to his name. A little over 20 minutes played. Not a bad day at the office for him. McFadden now to White, to Rodriguez. No good, and Niang will grab the rebound for Tenerife. 4 boards for Niang now. Long alley-oop pass is too long, and he's now becoming a little bit too obvious. As much as Opava are undersized, if they know the alley-oop pass is coming, they can stop it from being effective. Jakub Sarina now to Zabranek, back to Sarina. Stepanic sets the screen. Not used this time though, and the Opava offense is pretty stagnant. Few movements. Sarina for 3. Off right, and the rebounding battle is going to be won by Davin White. What's in front of him this time? Goes to the corner to McFadden. Crossover, step back. Big step back for 3. Too heavy-handed with that one, and Rodriguez grabs the rebound and brings it back out to Stoyrup. Stoyrup now looking for options in front of him. Uses the screen set by Niang. Puts the Jets on blast to the basket, off the glass for 2. No joy. Niang with the rebound though. But the shot clock's going to expire before he can throw that one down. We're into the final minute now of the third quarter. 37.6 seconds left to play in this third quarter. Tenerife will get the ball back before the end of the quarter. In flies a left-handed Jakub Sarina. Gets the 2 off the glass high above the hands of Mamadou Niang. And it has to be. He certainly has a wingspan on him. Davin White now. White shakes, bakes, steps up, free throw line, fade away, it's good to go. The clock's going to expire, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter here at the Santiago Martin Arena, as Tenerife continue to absolutely dominate the game. End of 3 quarters, Tenerife 78, Opava 29. It's not getting any easier for Opava. 10 more minutes of action still to come. Here are your shooting stats from the first 3 quarters. Tenerife still dominant from all shooting categories and still once again dominating the offensive rebounds. Tenerife have more offensive rebounds than Opava have rebounds total. Unbelievable work on the balls from Tenerife. They've turned the ball over more than they'd like though. 11 turnovers, that's picked up in the 3rd quarter, and that's really on the back of Opava picking up their defensive effort. Gile has been dominant so far here for Tenerife. He's had an absolute standout game. 20 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists and a block to his name. He really has been lighting it up across the box score. His biggest night of the Basketball Champions League season so far. Comes with a big pedigree though. 3 times Belgian League champion, Pierre-Antoine Gile. And he's showing that pedigree here this evening, but so is that man there, the big man, Saeed. He has shown that he certainly is a hot prospect for the future. He's on 13 points, 10 boards. He's got a double-double to his name as well. And he's only played under 15 minutes of action in the first 3 quarters. As we're ready for the final 10 minutes to get underway here in Tenerife. And here we go for the final 10 minutes of action here at the Santiago Martin Arena in Tenerife. Game day 13 of the Basketball Champions League. 3 quarters down and Tenerife lead this one 78-29 over Opava. What highlights do we have left in the final 10 minutes of action here in the Canary Islands? Strong drive for Storup is no good. Rebound for Rodriguez. Gets another 2 points for Tenerife. They're up to 80 points now. A 51-point lead over Opava. Pure dominance from the previous Basketball Champions League winners. Long jumper from Jurečka. The rebound pulled down by Rodriguez. Storup now with the ball. Tries to find the corner. Almost intercepted by Jurečka. Only knock it out of bounds though, so it'll still be in the hands of Tenerife. Just waiting for a quick alteration on the officials table. That's been made, so we can get things underway now. White inbounds to Niang. Back to White for another 3. No good this time. He's been pretty strong from the perimeter in this game. But this time he's off target. And that long 2 from the corner is no good for Slavic. Tenerife will come back with it. McFadden now. Storup inside to Niang. He's going to go inside and he's a little shy and you couldn't really see how he was going to get one away from that angle, but he does. Stepanic with the easy 2 in transition. And they're the highlights to take for Opava, the likes of Stepanic. Getting more time at a higher level. It's never going to do you any damage. It's only going to improve you as a player. Experience is key for these young players of Opava. Oh, wonderful skip inside. Beautiful play by Storup. And for Tenerife as well, they're players that don't get as many minutes normally are getting a bit more experience internationally. Zabranek intercepts that one. He's going to pull the trigger on a 3 for himself. Back of the iron spits it away though. Tenerife come away with the ball. Fadden now doesn't use a screen, and that change of direction was so quick that Jakob Salina was caught in a daze and forced to foul him. Really was, either foul him or just give him the open lane. And Sarina decided to foul. Probably the wise move, really. 7:36 left on the game clock here in Tenerife. 51-point lead for the home team. Steiner now goes inside. Another couple of good steps. A little bit soft on the lay-in though. And a wonderful outlet pass and quick transition basketball gets Kurečka a 2 for Opava. And it's good to see they've not kind of just given up and walked away from this one. They're hustling to the end, as you see there. Zabranek chasing that one in, and you can see the reaction from Coach Vedoretta. He's not happy to see that happen, so he's going to make changes. Cabrera will come into the game for the first time this evening. Just a quick correction on the officials table. I think they're good to go. Just 20 years old, Alberto Cabrera. Played one game prior to this one in the Basketball Champions League. That was against Nanterre. Managed to just get one shot away and commit one personal foul. He'll be hoping to maybe get his first European points to his name. I think the officials just want to review something. Yeah, they're back over at the officials table, just reviewing some of the game tape. I'm not too sure what it's in relation to. Once they've reviewed it, the game will be back underway. I think it was to do with the clock, making sure the clock was at the right point. The clock has been altered, and we're now ready to resume the action. 7:06 left in the fourth quarter. Tenerife 82, Opava 33. Really has been a one-sided affair from the opening tip. It has gone purely to the form book. Zabranek back now to Sarina. Goes inside. Oh, nice up and under play. Not enough spin on the ball though to get purchase off the backboard, and Cabrera gets his hands on the ball for the first time in this one. Change of direction for Cabrera, kicks it back out. McFadden doesn't take the three. Instead takes some time, takes a more difficult three. Flat trajectory is no good. And Nayang just hammers it down after dominating Stepanic in the rebounding battle for that one. Crossover from Sarina. Skips it back out. Stepanic for three. Off the back of the ring and away. And it's just a bit of a shooting gallery now for Opava. None of them any good though. And Tenerife pick up the rebound. McFadden. It's knocked away from Alberto Cabrera. Another couple of changes as Sebas Saith comes back into the game, and I think Steiger's going to make his way back into the action for Tenerife, as well as Niang and Rodriguez go to the bench. And that's the power of Niang, and once he's in that position with the ball in the paint, it's pretty much game over. Steiger now looking to back his way down against Van der Leek, steps back out instead, and Saith will have his go in the paint against Van der Leek, and was forced to take a tough shot with the shot clock expiring. And Opava grabbed the rebound. A long shot is no good, and once again the rebound is good for Tenerife this time. Alberto Cabrera grabs the rebound. McFadden now waits for the screen from Saith. skips it to the corner. Cabrera for three is good to go, and the young man gets his first points in the Basketball Champions League. And you can hear the appreciation around the crowd for that one, and the experienced McFadden knows how big a moment is that for you as a player. And you heard the gasp as the fans thought it wasn't going to go in, but he gets it to drop. And that is a wonderful moment for him and his family. All the hard work that he'll have put in is paying off. Timeout's been called by Opava. Just over 5 minutes to play. Let's jump into their huddle.
Mati, poslední čáře. Mati, klidně můžeš dát care. A ten udělal pad. Jasný? A se dostaneme do té hry. Jo? Teď mám obraně. Je to dobrý. Jsme do spojení. Do spojení jdeme. Dělá cenu z faulu. Jo, už teď to už je v pohodě. Jo, pojďme aktivně. Jak tam šel Zelo do výpiku. Trošku to pustili. Může být aktivní. Jo, jasný. Larry, zkoušej to.
Juegue Tad juega de Spain y Luca bloquea. Tad y Luca bloquea. Jugamos pecho cero. Pecho cero.
No. Intensos, tíos, intensos,
Both teams just all working on how they can make the most of this final 5 minutes of action here. And that's the key. Whenever you get the opportunity, you've got to tinker, you've got to play with the team, you've got to see what works, what doesn't, try new things. Stepanic, little fake to go to the left and came back to the right hand. A little bit too heavy though, and Tenerife grab another rebound. McFadden now, trying to get round the corner of Stepanic, and he's edged well. Started up now for three though. Oh, nothing but net for him. Tenerife up to 90 points now. I'm not sure what the record is for biggest ever win in the Basketball Champions League, but if this isn't a new record, it's surely got to be close. McFadden to Saif. Nothing there though, and the rebound is finally won by Opava. Kurechka goes to the wing, which is no good. Once again, Tenerife just bring down another rebound. It's their 58th rebound of the game. Unbelievable statistic that. McFadden now skips it back out. Cabrera for another three. Oh, in and out with that one. Saif with the rebound, and the two off the glass is good for Sebas Saif. Slanderleak has to come back out. Does so to Jurečka. Hands it off to Salina. Salina drives the baseline. Sorry, Kuril. And that one now is out to Stepanic. And they have relied on that outside shot, and it's not paid dividends for Opava in the game. Inside to Saeed. To a cut and Steidup. He was Saeed thought he was going to stay in the corner. Steidup made the slash to the basket. The right move, really. Get the easy score. The pass was a little bit overheated, and he couldn't hold on to it. Just over 3 minutes left. And, look at that statistic. Saith with 13 rebounds to his name. Only 17.5 minutes played, and he's got himself a 15-point, 13 rebound double-double. Wonderful from that young man. Rodriguez now pulls the rebound down. Takes himself up to 6 rebounds. Steiger uses the screen set by Saith. Steiger now, looking for the pass. Well fronted though by Slavic to stop the pass inside. And Rodriguez gets the 2 to go. And it's a memorable night for Tenerife. They've put on an absolute basketball clinic here at the Santiago Martin Arena. And they'll leave full of optimism, as they have one more game in the regular season left. Corner pocket 3 for Stepanic is no good again. Steiger will pick up the rebound to Cabrera fakes inside, tries to hand it off, does so to Saif, who's fouled, and he'll earn himself a trip to the line. As I was saying, Tenerife will enter the final game of the regular season next week with a huge amount of confidence. They make the trip to Pau for their final game next Tuesday. And as for Opava, they will finish their European adventure for this year next Tuesday, back at home against Telecom Baskets Bonn. It's been a tough learning curve for Opava this year, but that's what they have to take it as. It's a learning. None of these players or teams in Europe become overnight successes. You have to earn your stripes, you have to pay your dues, you have to understand European basketball, and it's certainly a big step forward for Opava and their players to do that. Zabranik now gets the 2. And he's a bright spark for Opava this evening. Cabrera, one of the young stars of the future for Tenerife. Tied up now. There's a trigger on the 3. He's up short, he's not going to get the roll, but the rebound battle once again is won by Tenerife, but it's stripped away. Good hustle there by Radovan Carril. Almost lost, held on to Sarina for 3. Hits the 3. And it's so important when you're in a situation like Opava that you continue to fight to the end. You show your heart and passion. Your fans will appreciate that, that's for sure. I'm sure there's plenty of Opava fans back home in the Czech Republic watching this. Inside now, Rodriguez gets the 2. Wonderful interior pass. Not always the easiest to bullet a pass straight down the lane. Not easy to pass, not always easy to catch, but Rodriguez does a great job there. Catch and the pivot is absolutely spot on. Outside shot no good for Opava, and the foul's going to be called on Svandelik. Let's have a watch, and yeah, he's just eased him out. He's hooked his arm and used his body weight to ease him out of the way. Just 40 seconds left on the game clock now here, and the fans have been treated to a wonderful show of Tenerife basketball prowess. Into the corner down to Rodriguez. Comes up short, and Opava will, fortunately for them, get the ball back. Back outside now to Radovan Carril. He comes up short. Cabrera will grab the rebound. No, he won't. Steiger will. He hands it back to Cabrera. And Tenerife will hold on to the ball, and they'll see it out as the game runs down. And that man there, Coach Vedoreta, has done a great job once again. And he'll be looking forward to the playoffs coming up shortly. And that's it. That's the final buzzer here at the Santiago Martin Arena in Tenerife. The home team have dominated this one from start to finish. They finished this one winning in style in front of an appreciative crowd. And there really was never any doubting that they'd come away with the win. They came out of the blocks fast, and they've kept the pace up pretty much for the entire 40 minutes. And Opava just didn't have enough to answer. Your final score here at the Santiago Martin Arena is Tenerife 97, Opava 38. And Opava have only won one game this season. It's been their first season in Europe. They've come with a full domestic team. No import players at all in that team. Whereas for Tenerife, their sights were a little bit different, and their fans' expectations were a little bit different. They've won the Basketball Champions League before. They know how good that taste of victory, that taste of silverware in the cabinet feels. And the expectation on those players' shoulders is that they will replicate that again this year, that they will go far. Here's your shooting percentages. Unbelievable stats from Tenerife, really. 71% from 2 is just phenomenal, and the rebounding is absolutely off the chart. 65-20, Tenerife out-rebounded Opava. Won't be necessarily we're happy with the turnovers. 15 turnovers isn't great for Tenerife. They'll want to work on that before they have their final regular season game of the year next week. Gile with a big night though, 20 points for him. Opava scoring, not that they had many big scorers, no one in double digits. Sarina ended up with 8 points to lead them in scoring. Sorry, Zabranek ended up with 9 points to lead them in scoring. And, here are some of the highlights from the game here this evening. And as I said, an absolute dominant performance from Tenerife from the opening tip to the final buzzer. They were leading by 21 points at the end of the first 10 minutes. That extended out to 35 points at the half-time break, and they didn't take their foot off the gas for the entire game. And on both ends of the floor, they were highly impressive. They had patient offense. They moved the ball well. They were happy to use as much of the shot clock as was needed to get an open shot. And defensively, they just locked Opava out of the game. They restricted Opava to not scoring more than 11 points in any quarter. Opava scoring across the quarters went 8 in the first quarter, 11 in the second quarter, 10 in the third quarter, and just 9 in that final quarter. And when you have the ability to do that, you are going to win an awful lot of games. Tenerife in absolute dominant form, and you have to give some respect. And a bit of a hat tip to that man, Pierre-Antoine Gillet. 20 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists and a block, and he only played 20 minutes in tonight's game. Unbelievable performance for him. He was ably backed up though, particularly in the front court by Sebas Saith. 16 points, 14 rebounds, an assist and a steal and 2 blocks. Chalked up on the box score for him, and also in the front court was Mamadou Niang. 13 points, 8 boards for him, so not a bad day at the office. The backcourt contribution, biggest effort came from Davin White, 11 points. He was 3 from 5 from the perimeter. Got himself a couple of boards and an assist and a steal as well for him. For Opava, not a huge amount to write home about from the box score. Filip Zabranek led them in scoring, 9 points, 2 boards, 2 steals for him. Behind that you had Jakob Sarina with 8 points, 4 boards, 3 assists. And Stepanik, the young big man, had a pretty good shift as well, and he'll have got an awful lot out of his time on the floor this evening. 6 points for him as well. But it really was an absolute masterclass from Tenerife. They dominated the boards in this one, out-rebounding 65-20 over Opava. They had 19 offensive rebounds. They got more rebounds on the Opava boards than Opava did, and that's left us where we are here this evening in Tenerife. At the end of the game here at the Santiago Martin Arena, Tenerife have won this one 97-38 over Opava. That leaves them top of the group in first place, and Opava still wallowing at the bottom of the group. Still plenty to play for in Group B, but thanks for joining me in what has been another wonderful night of Basketball Champions League action here in Tenerife. Tenerife win this one 97-38 over Opava from the Czech Republic. Both these teams now look forward to their last game day next week of the regular season before the playoffs start and the trophy can be won.